Your letters and tips.
And now some more of your letters about various groups and activities which you're involved with. Megan Paul is 22, she's from Cheltenham, and she's been doing a creative writing degree. Megan, who's been blind since birth, wrote in to tell us about a Toastmasters club she's really enjoying.
I've always been really interested in public speaking and to meeting new people. So I joined the Toastmasters club in Cheltenham just over a year ago. So we have improvised speaking where their name will be called and they just have to stand up and try and speak for 2 minutes off the cuff. And then we also work through a manual of projects, which are prepared speeches. When people join Toastmasters, they get given a manual of projects. Now, when I joined the club, obviously I said, I'm not going to be able to read this because it's in print. So one of my club members contacted Toastmasters International, the organisation, explained that I'm visually impaired, and they provided the manual as a CD-ROM and the files electronically, which was super then because I was able to read it. Visual impairment isn't a new concept to Toastmasters as a worldwide organisation. So, they've really taken things on board and been really helpful with accommodating me as a blind person in the club. So when you speak to time, which is really important in the meeting. And the way they do that is through a light system. So they put a green light on when you're a few minutes away from the end of your speech, and then an amber light when you're close, and then a red light when you come to the end of your time. Obviously, I can't see the lights. And they say to me, green light, amber light. So they're speaking the colour of the lights out loud. And one of the things I found was that whenever I stood up at the front to do a speech or whatever, people were telling me that I was never quite facing the audience straight. So that would really frustrate me. But recently, one of my club members brought in her doormat from home, which has a rubber underside so it doesn't move, and she put it down at the front, and she said, I've lined that up with the audience so you can feel the edge of that with your feet now. And now when I speak to the audience, I'm facing them straight, but it also gives me a small space to feel confident to move around in. And I think it's fantastic because you're standing up in front of people and you're speaking, and they come to know you through your voice. And just because your sight's impaired doesn't mean that your voice is affected in any way. And often as visually impaired people have a strong voice. And I think that we should put that to use. And I think they've come to know me as a speaker rather than a blind person, which is great.
Thanks for that, Megan. There are over 280 Toastmasters clubs across the UK and Ireland. Visit toastmasters.org.uk to find out more. We also heard from 74-year-old Walter Poole, who lives near Gloucester. Walter is friends with Gay Williams, who set up a self-help group for people with sight loss. Well, since Walter doesn't have great vision himself, he went along to make up the numbers and lend some support. He got more back in return than he expected.
Of course, when I went along there, I realised that my eyesight was worse than quite a few of the people there who had been registered as blind. The information I found out at the first meeting made me realise that I should go back to the eye hospital, and I went back and saw my consultant, and he said, oh yeah, I'll register you straight away. And from then on, lots of information I received at the meetings of our group told me lots and lots of things of tax advantages and half-price theatre tickets and cinema and all kinds of discounts for blind people. We meet once a fortnight, and we've had lots and lots of things, from bird watchers to Woodland Trust to the Fire Brigade, police, and there's always something of interest. About once every couple of months we have just a tea and cakes afternoon, and we have, Eric is 90 years old, a 90-year-old man, and he makes excellent cakes, and so does Dorothy, so there are a lot of people coming there who are enjoying it. It's so difficult for blind people to get information. Especially like Bristol Eye Hospital has something like 60,000 people a year going through there at such a rate. They don't have time to give you information unless you ask specifically. But if you don't know what to ask for, you need a self-help group like this to find out what to ask for.
Thanks very much indeed, Walter. So, the moral of the story is join a self-help group or start one of your own, and you'll get homemade cakes and more. And if you live in the Gloucester area and you'd like to go along to the group, call Gay Williams on 01454 321 749. You can also find out about organisations and services near you on Sightline Directory, one word, .org.uk. And you can submit details and reviews yourself as well. If you don't have access to the internet, please call the helpline on 0303 123 9999. Thanks for your letters. Do keep sending them in. We really do enjoy hearing from you.